Yeah, I'm trying to get out of starting videos that way. It's a bit repetitive, and I know there's people who interact with my mental health and that annoys, so I have to change it because they annoy me. I don't really care. I don't really care about language. I find it boring. I find it tedious. I find it controlling. And my understanding is it's done nothing but suppress humanity, but I haven't done the research to know for sure. That's just a very surface glanced perception of it. I know I didn't like school and fucking English class. That's not why I'm starting the video. Started the day positively. Felt, I don't know if it's the past few days, like I'm really putting a lot of effort into getting myself back on track, and obviously after everything that it's been like lately, as long as that's my intention, I'm going to start seeing positives soon enough. So that's what I thought this morning, but the absolute maliciousness and dare I say it, sadistic tone to my mental health that's been there for like about 3 months now is came through after. So I've been shouting for the last I don't know, hour, 2 hours, and I'm trying to use the videos again for what they were intended for. What I found is lately, there's a lot of occasions where I know I've told myself, right, I'm not going to care about this. When this happens again, just let it go. Don't deal with it. And that's my mental mindset. But when I experience it, the discomfort is to such a level I can't. And that's why I'm really in like a merry-go-round for my mental health. That's where the stumbling block is the fact. That fact. I'm a bit of a mess. My mind's forgotten already. But what I was just said. Look, if you don't mind, I'm gonna smoke on the video. If the rest of this roll up doesn't fall apart, that is. Just to complain. So what else can I complain about? I'm going to state what I'm just going to happen. I was just about to run my mouth and start complaining about the CIA again. But the whole psychosis surrounding that, and I'll call it psychosis for now, is it's too dark, man. It's just too dark for my head, and I'm depressed already, and I can't interact with that level of psychosis. So I have to really watch myself about running my mouth to the CIA. So not to affect the CIA in any way, but to put my psychosis at ease, my mind at ease, that I'm not antagonising the situation anymore. So I'm stating that on video. What is there to say? What is there to say? What is there to say? It's a weird one. We're talking about psychosis. And we'll talk about psychosis. That actually very much does help clear my mental health, because it's like, it's not airing out my dirty laundry as much as that. It's exactly what I'm doing, because I don't have a choice. That's how I see it. So I'm not going to call it that. But what I do is and I've mentioned it before, is I call out some of the psychosis stories that go around in my head, because if you can believe, it's like I don't have a choice in my own mind about what the narrative is. For instance, I'm onto my second fictitious girlfriend in my mind, and my mind will invoke emotions, it will invoke feelings, it will invoke storylines. And how can I be on my second bloody girlfriend, man, when I still consider myself a virgin? How embarrassing that is to say. Do you see my problem? So things like this, calling it out to the world and reiterating to public and shaming myself, because I'm there's no doubt there's shame that attached to this. If my mental health stops right now, the shame I've got from the past 10 years, I've learnt not to care, but there's shame. That is a shameful act. And for whatever reason, that it chips away at it even a little bit sometimes, and sometimes it has more profound impacts. So the storyline, the psychosis that we're going to talk about is pooing and weeing. I mentioned it earlier this year. My psychosis tells me there's a storyline around pooing and weeing, and it's widespread within society. That, well, before we get into it, just think about pooing and weeing. In nature, 100 years ago, what jobs were about really? All right, 150 years ago, farming. You look after your own, and that was about it, man. That was about the long and short of it. That was about the long and short of it. Sorry, I did have another one here, but I think it's gone for a walk. There it is. And you'd work. I mean, it'd be physical work, and your body listens to your to your life, to what you're doing. And if you need to go, your body's going to say, whatever you're doing, I need to go. And if you're on a field, it's not the end of the world to take a 5-minute break and have a toilet or go to the tree. If 150 years ago, but with the modern society, we hold and constrict, and we don't feel comfortable in different environments other than our home. And I don't know, I mean, there's other storylines that come across to it that I just don't want to even get into. But essentially, I'm in a lot of pain at the moment, and my mental health is rejigging my brain, and I don't know if it's because I'm in so much pain. I'm going to the toilet from pain, but it's really interlinking into all of these storylines and psychosis. And Either way, I'm under a lot of pressure. Either way, I am in a lot of pain. And when you get all of these things going in, and all you need to do is use the toilet to relieve yourself, it can at times get a bit, it can get to me. You know, I can go to the toilet, and if I'm not focused enough to go to the toilet, what these storylines can get on top of me, regardless if I believe them or not. There's so much, I was going to say there's so much pressure from them, but I think it's because my body is so weak from what I'm experiencing that I succumb to them. So one aspect of that psychosis with going to the toilet is that people like somehow fight each other on some sort of conscious, energetic level when I'm going to this. This is another psychosis storyline in itself, but within that environment of a fight, an argument sort of thing, if someone else wins, they make you shit yourself or go to the toilet or blah blah blah. You lose. And that one is just like on me and on me and on me, and it's really annoying because it's trying. I don't have any problems with this. I know where to draw the lines, and it really is trying to impart that for some reason my neighbours are trying to fight me on a. I mean, don't get me wrong. I can fully believe my neighbours want to beat the shit out of me, given the noise I make. I'm unintentionally, and my mental health is puts pressure on me that one of my neighbours is fighting me and doing this to me. Another one of my neighbours is doing something else to me. Another one just, and it's like different storylines, different elements of psychosis. But with my neighbour, it really does kind of tie in on a link on another few elements, like coming back to pooing and weeing. It's like my psychosis shows me there's different ways to go to the toilet, and there is. You don't have to be a genius. Some people like relax, some people push. I don't want to get into it, man. But you know what I'm trying to say. And my psychosis is a bit of a storyline that the enemy to me is the people who use anger and a red energy. Anger's like a red energy to go to the toilet. And my neighbour is, I don't know why, I just always see like little bits of red in him, like a red t-shirt or something. And my mental health is trying to tell me that it's constantly him, constantly him, constantly him. And when I'm shouting through pain, on top of this, my mental health takes whatever's coming out my mouth and says, right, you mean you're shouting about him? And I'm like, fucking hell, I'm shouting about the pain in my leg. You know, it's like a ridiculous situation. Like, and what's even more ridiculous is that I'm laughing right this moment. The depression has got to me. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it clearer. And I'm pretty sure on some level, some sort of spiritual practice that and I've called it auto Sergey in the past. I have reasons for calling it that. But you get a bit of help on a spiritual level to be clear and sane to your own emotions. And I believe it's auto Sergey that's making me laugh right now. But it is a bit like pissing me off on one level, so I know the depression's getting even worse, but because the depression is bad already, I'm not going to kick up too much of a fuss about it, because I don't want to get stuck there. So I have to put some sort of conscious effort into keeping a balance, even if it is I view it like almost like there must be some sort of level of spiritual hierarchy, and on this level of spiritual hierarchy, this is where auto Sergey comes in to help you deal with your emotions. And it's like, I don't know what I was trying to say. It's not really important. It's all just to complain. But yeah, coming back to what I was saying at the beginning, it's like no matter how much I give the intent to say, right. For instance, my flat is an absolute tip, and it has been. I broke a couple boxes with lots of little like knickknacks in it, and it's gone all over the floor. And it's been like that for about a month. So when I've been walking on like tippy toes over this floor, because I keep stepping on stuff and it hurts, and I'm in pain already. I'm getting around to tidying it in this week. I've been making starts that no need to have any sympathy there, but all I'm trying to get at is I think where it's been for like a month, and I've been in pain and I've been stressed, so like my body's been tense, so my body's got stuck in that position. I've been like on tippy toes. So I tell myself, right, next time I'm not anywhere where there's any dirt on the floor and I still find myself walking like that, I'm not going to get frustrated, I'm not going to get annoyed, I'm just going to carry on, because staying calm is the main thing. But I can't, there's a physical response. And I can't call it pain, but it's almost like if you're in pain and you remove the element that is pain, but all of a sudden, so like you've been in pain for like half hour and you remove the pain, there'd be a relief, yeah? If you rewind back an extra half hour, you'll see how tense and stressed your body still is. Of course you experience relief because it's a step down, but it's still a long way from where your body is and should be. So I think it's almost like that sort of scenario. It's like for whatever reason, I go from a restful state to that place of experiencing all the stress of being in pain without that final feeling. I have my reasons and ideas of what could have caused it. But at the back of my mind, it doesn't pass me by that I have a label on me that I'm mentally ill. And if you look over the past 50 years, 100 years of what people with mental health disorders... Oh, sorry. I have genuine interest now. I've just seen a crow on my balcony after having, 100 odd pigeons on it over the past few months. So it's just it just caught my attention, that. It's unless I'm in crow therapy. Yeah, that's what it's got to be. Crow therapy. It's a Red Indian practice. It's not a nice process. I've been through it a couple of times now. But that could be a sign as to what I'm experiencing. Spirituality for you there. So where do we get to? We got to I have my reasons for believing why that's occurring for me. I am a trained alternative therapist. I have a certain amount of training from my uncle into posture and structure and energy from a Taoist perspective. Again, spirituality connected to Red Indians in a very distant way. I have a label on me at the end of the day. And if you see what these people have gone through over the past 50 odd years, 100 years, and they just get the same response. Your mind's ill. And it is, that is what it is at the end of the day. But how can you separate out one thing for one person and then, oh, we'll give you a vaccine for the other person? It's like, I know my body is ill. It's all the mind. All illness is mind at the end of the day. That's my perspective. But ultimately, what are we going to do? We just want to heal each other. We need to heal because the world's a bit fucked up, and well, let's clean the world and then we can take on our own responsibilities a bit more. But it's a bit like counterintuitive, is that the right word? When the outside world is just going to make you more ill unless you're perfect. And I can't believe we need to be perfect beings to be alive. Not in this world. It's unfair. Especially when aliens are sitting there in the sky watching us, twiddling their thumbs and not helping. I'm pretty sure, unless my mental health gives me enough time of a break, that I can go to a GP and be patient with whatever discomforts are going on for me, and go back time after time and pursue the constant questions, get past the initial hurdles, go for the tests. It's too unrealistic now. There's just no way to the amount of energy I have as a human being, to what I have to deal with my mental health. To expect me to then, and as I said, I've claimed autism. As I said, I don't do well with language. I am very like blunt, and I'm not rude to people at all, but I'm blunt. I don't like language, and that's my prerogative. I'll prefer to be a little bit, I'll come across a bit stupid than eloquent, unless the situation calls for it. Then I can be very articulated, but otherwise I'm a bit of a, you see what I'm trying to say? And what's required for me to go to a doctor and persist and demand to him this is what it would take. It would be like, right, what's wrong, Andreas? This, that, another. Okay, well, you got a mental health disorder, go away. It's your mind. No, it's not my mind, it's this, that, another. I believe it's because of this. And I'll have to explain to him and make him then believe why I'm actually in discomfort. And it'll be like, okay, but what you're asking for, you've got to go to your consultant, your mental health consultant, and your mental health consultant is due in 3 months. Okay, I'll speak to him then. 3 months comes by, my mental health kicks up a fuss on that day and I can't go to the appointment. So I'm in pain, physical pain, for 6 months. And it's not that I don't take myself to A&E and tell A&E. So I have to persist with the doctor. And I don't have the energy. Speaking does take a lot of energy. It's not a natural thing, I don't believe. If we shout, that's to me natural. We can communicate through grunts if we really need to, and be empathic and loving. We don't need language, you know? That's my belief. But if I go to him, I have to be a different person. I have to take on and all this energy. And what it is, I don't mind doing that. It's absolutely fine. As long as the situation calls for it, it's fine. But I'm worn out by the whole process, you know? And it's like, oh, I've got to go to the GP again. And it's the same questions. And then it's the same, trying to convince him of what's really going on and why I'm not mad and why I'm not lying and why I'm not trying to just get random medication that I don't like, that I'll try to avoid at all costs. And I have to persist. And then it's all the different doctors and all the different things, and then it's if along the way my mental health doesn't get offended by something and I have to just leave it or take a break from it and then restart so it doesn't happen. But that's sort of where I've been with my mental health this year. It's been like seeing the situation, I guess, that how many times am I gonna delay my life for a 2-year cycle? That what I mean by that is that's how I've viewed that's how I've viewed the medication for my mental health in the past. Whenever the time has come to take medication, even reluctantly, it's like being so fucking clever. When I say clever, I don't mean it in a good way. I compartmentalise the whole process, and I've seen that it's like a 2-year cycle most times, and I take the medication and then blah blah blah, I have to recover, and then by the time I recover I do this, that and other, and then I just find myself, and it's 2 years before I actually get back to the same place, just 2 years older, a little bit more beaten, I've learnt lessons along the way, of course, but who doesn't learn lessons in life? I prefer to learn them doing something fun, doing something nice, being of service, something productive. Right, there's been a lot of complaining in this video. I applaud you if you've watched me complain for half an hour, bare-chested, and what's left of my desktop tanning thing. I didn't realise it's like the best thing for depression right now. Well, one of the best things. The sad light, they call it, UV light. It's meant to help depression. So, oh, I'm not doing it for a tan. It's I enjoy the radiation from the light. It's I've seen over the years when it's actually helpful to go to like a tanning shop and just sit there and receive like a 15-minute blast of UV radiation. It's something my friends put an idea into my head a number of years ago with, and it's not really going to be a healing thing, because you can't really sit in front of it for like more than 15 minutes, maybe longer with a desktop unit, but it's very it's a weird situation, because I find most of the time when it's helpful to me is when I'm very again, like a red energy, like quite erratic and like almost on my nerve's edge. And it's like my brain's being fried, my nerves have all been fried, and it's like a weird situation that heat and a radiation to that feeling would almost provide like a nourishing, warming sensation. It's but yeah, no, it's you should give it a try if you're out and about and you're ever shopping and you feel like that. Pop into a tanning shop and lie down for 10-15 minutes, have a quick blast of UV light and go about your day. It's just an idea, man. That's what I do. Right, complaining, the shouting, I know I've stopped. I need to chase up a couple phone calls. Bye.